Tim, the term harvest now, decrypt later.
Yeah.
It's thrown around a lot these days. I think people are starting to get an intuitive sense for what it is. And you and I threw out, we didn't invent it, but we threw it out a little more widely than the people who are saying it. Trust now, forge later.
Trust now, forge later. Yep.
So there's more.
Okay.
So
Do we have a sister to these two attacks?
how about this one, Tim?
Okay.
Timestamp now, backdate later.
Sure. Absolutely. Same problem. It's very akin to trust now, forge later.
And a lot of these are going to be akin.
Yeah.
And you're making a very good point, which is I think all we're doing with this episode is blowing up how important trust now, forge later is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people get it. I remember when I first used the term, you heard it, your eyes did exactly what mine did. Because the implications went, whoa.
Yeah.
All I'm doing now is double clicking.
Okay.
That's what this episode is.
Great.
Okay?
Right.
So timestamp now, backdate later
Yeah. Yep.
is a double click on trust now, forge later.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
Right. Because there are times, and you and I talked earlier about time as a security principle, right? Or time as a security, what's the word I'm looking for? Primitive. Time as a security primitive. Right. If I can change the perceived time on a timestamp document, then all kinds of trouble can ensue.
Correct.
Right. All right.
Let's talk about the world of authentication, because authentication is just a special case of signing. Let's call this one enroll now, impersonate later.
Okay.
So if you create a bound credential form factor, RSA,
Right.
impersonate later.
Someday in the future, you change who you are.
Now, as Nick France, one of our colleagues, would say, hey, that's going to be a problem for later, right? Harvest now, decrypt later is right now.
Yeah.
Impersonating later after today's provisioning of a new user. Nobody should be worried about a quantum computer breaking that right now.
Right.
However,
But the same principle applies, just like with these others, which is we're creating, and what you're hitting here, and I see where you're going with this, and it's true in all of these attacks, is by creating a classic cryptography-based object, for want of a better word, today, there will be a day in the future where that object is subject to these attacks, but the act of creating them now is setting up the potential for the future attack, which is why we would like to move this stuff to PQC implementations in advance of the presence of a cryptographically relevant quantum computer, right? As opposed to, let's say, a man-in-the-middle attack,
right,
which is not relevant or important until the cryptographically relevant quantum computer is available.
that is correct. That is correct.
That's the that's the quality of these attacks you're pointing out.
You got it.
Okay,
You got
next
it.
one.
Hey, update now, subvert later. So when code signing fails, malicious updates appear genuine.
Yeah,
How bad could that be?
absolutely.
Absolutely freakingly, unbelievably bad.
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Stuff my malware into your automatic code update and have it accepted. Yeah.
Tim, how about resolve now, redirect later? I'm talking about DNSSEC.
There you go.
It's obvious once it's said.
Yeah, now help me with that one, because is that not a real-time activity? Is that more equivalent to the man-in-middle attack?
I think it might be closer. You're right. So silently rerouting users and services to attacker-controlled endpoints and certificates.
I get it. I have to wonder if that's the kind of thing that you can't perform until you have the presence of a cryptographically relevant command.
Agreed.
All right, cool.
Agreed.
Right.
Boot now bypass
There
later.
you go. Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
So when we talked about, places where hybrid certs would
Yeah.
be just beautiful,
Yeah.
secure boot was top of the list. And there it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Lock now, loot later. Assets tied to breakable public keys.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to bring up the keys because keys are signed, aren't they?
Keys are signed.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Tim, aggregate now, fabricate later.
Aggregate now, fabric. Okay.
So breaks in aggregate or threshold signatures.
Okay.
Make one fake approval look like a quorum, and you falsify consensus.
Huh.
So this is a rare one, but I can see people who've come up with classical fractional private keys. There's people out there who do that. What happens if you're using classical cryptography? All of a sudden, you can fake quorums. It's on the list.
Okay.
Okay, measure now, masquerade later. This one is forged attestations. So telemetry claims, essentially.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. There's no masquerade later.
and
I like
that's
the alliteration. Go on.
and this is the final one.
Okay.
I'll take
I might
a breath
have one to
after
add,
this.
but go ahead.
No problem. So much of what we do in PKI is about binding.
Okay.
So bind now, unbind later, which is a forged identity provider token or device binding. So think about a cryptographic asset that's bound to a device. Bind now, unbind later.
Sure.
Rebind it to something else.
Yeah. Right. Or bind something else to that device.
And I put that at the bottom just because that one I think is quite understandable, and I wanted to leave it on a note of easy to understand. So those, I think that's a non-exhaustive list.
Can I throw one more
Please
at you?
do.
I don't have the cool alliterative thing. Maybe you can help me workshop it. But you know what else is signed? Roots are signed.
I didn't even want to say it because at some points I don't want to give the bad guys ideas.
Right.
And that's such a scary one, Tim, that I think that what you just said is scarier than harvest now, decrypt later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you do that as a bad guy, you unravel everything.
Then we just have to rip it all out.
Yes. Then it's over.
Right? We have to rip it all out and replace it all.
So thanks for ending on the blunderbuss of the. I almost didn't want to talk about that, Tim.
Yeah.
But you
I think
nailed
we have
it.
to look in the eye and we have to talk about it, like as an industry.
I think, Tim, let's mentally note that's an episode.
I agree.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, Jay.